guys, welcome to the DRG channel. I'm Matt, this is Paul, and welcome to episode 2.
Cheers.
Cheers. Right. We ended with saying we were going to make a start on Blood and Zeal.
Yep.
So first things first, we all know that we've built them. I've put that on Instagram and
yep.
put it on the shorts. So, playing the games?
Nope, none at all.
I've played one against Lewis at our club. Forgot half the rules, but actually most of the rules.
Most of the rules.
Wondered, how are people winning with these? Well, they read the rules.
Yeah, they're very wordy.
The word to model ratio is not good. But somehow I managed to kill one of his characters with a cherub, which we're not sure how that happened. But I'm going to have to do some homework because I've spent all my free time this time painting and not enough actually reading the rules.
Yeah, I've been reading through the Goremongers and there's not as many words as yours, but they're still quite wordy, and I'm stupid. Yeah, definitely.
So anyway, the next thing is, apart from a bit tweaking on the bases, mine are now painted.
Yeah, they are. They're looking great.
So I'm proud of them. It's taken a bit of doing, but we got there. The Archbishop of Cadbury's done.
Yeah, he's brilliant. You've done a great job on those. Really good colours.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're looking great.
Yeah. What have you done?
Well, I've managed to paint one.
One unit?
No. Just one model. Bit of life getting in the way, so I haven't had a chance to do it. So to make sure I've got something to brush on, I brought a knight.
I took 2 days off work. You told me before we start filming, when we finished the last episode, when we turned the camera off, you said, I know what you're like, make sure you film them. I took 2 flexible. Right then, Fluff. Now, we've put our video recently on YouTube, which I'm sure you can do a link thing or
there'll be a link
somewhere.
Here.
Oh, here?
No, it'll be this side.
Okay,
It
will be that side. Where what we've done is we've got our models, the ones that we were decided on. We saw Blood and Zeal's coming out, and we went, I will have these, you'll have these.
Yep.
And we both got to fall in love with them a little bit. So we've kind of, even though they weren't normally our thing, and we've started to create fluff around the models, which is not normally the order in which these things happen.
No.
Because a lot of people, myself mainly, is I do things based on the fluff. I will write army lists. I will figure out the kill teams I want to play. In Necromunda, I've invented a gang that I want to work on. All based on the idea of the fluff.
Yeah.
That way round. And I think that a lot of people do that, but also there's so many other people who don't care. Like, they will write an army list and they don't care that it makes no sense fluff-wise, for example.
No. Like, some tournament players, not digging the tournament scene, but they will put the units and models min-max to make sure they win at all cost. Whereas I would happily lose every game with a list that
I do
makes
that anyway.
sense.
It doesn't matter. I don't have to worry about my list. I do that anyway.
Yeah.
For example, I did my Inquisitorial Warband. Based on the fact that I love the Dan and Ned books, the Eisenhower universe, and I've just recently finished the Ravner books. So the Inquisition is my favourite part of 40k. So one of the reasons we kind of got into Kill Team was because it was a reason to play an Inquisition warband. So again, the fluff led my direction. So yours, for example.
Well, for me, it was like the models. When I looked at the models, they created the fluff. But now I've got the fluff. That has influenced how I'm going to be painting them. They're all dressed as just normal people and they've just been seduced into this cult rather than any sort of uniform or anything like that. So one's created the other, which has then influenced the first, if you get what I mean.
Oh, absolutely. I do think Warhammer players are so lucky in the fact that if you are into the fluff, there is so much.
Yeah.
There is... People say like, oh, I've read it all. No, you haven't. Yeah, we have so much to go on. But there's one thing I always remember, it's something that Lewis once said, is Warhammer is the story of your dudes.
Yeah.
So, yes, there's an established fluff, but if you want to invent a Space Marine chapter, I don't know, which all of them have their... Okay, every one of them has their hearts removed when they become a Space Marine and planted with a bionic one, and that's their thing. They're the Iron Hearts. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Cool.
That's a brand new.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. But I couldn't do that again.
But you could.
But then that's yours, and then if you finish them, you paint them, whatever, they exist. They're canon because it's your dudes. And when you go and play on the tabletop, you tell the story of your brand new Space Marine chapter, and there's not many other hobbies in the universe, especially like tabletop universes, where it kind of goes, just make it up.
Yeah, but conversely, the complete flip side of that, you love Iron Snakes.
Mm-hmm.
You've always loved the Iron Snakes. You
Yep.
love the Dan Abnett, that book, that world
Mm-hmm.
that he created. So that's why you did your kill team.
Yep,
Iron
it's Iron
Snakes.
Snakes. Mm-hmm.
And they work, they're great models.
Thank you.
And yeah, so that's how it goes both ways.
Well, yeah, for example, you like the fluff, you create the models. Or we like the models, so we've created our fluff to make the models. I just think more people should do it. So if you have created your own chapter, or you've got this character that you've made and he's got some fluff, tag us, show us. We love it, yeah, because to me, personally, it is the universe and the models I can create within the universe, and if there's time, I'll roll some dice. That's my order.
Very much.
And there again, there's other people out there who I want to win games, so I guess I've got to build the models, and I've heard of a Primarch.
Yeah.
Be interesting. Yeah, well, tag us. Also importantly, comment what's more important to you, the fluff or the models.
Fluff or the models, yeah, definitely.
So we've talked about my kill teams.
Yeah. I
was talking to Posty, who graciously lets us film at his place.
Thanks, Posty.
Thank you, Posty. I was saying the reason I've managed to rattle through and paint my kill teams is because I took 2 days off work, and mainly it's because I prefer painting units to a time scale. No, I prefer painting a unit that's unique to an army, and that's why it's been a long time since I actually had a finished army. If I was to build an army, I'm not interested in Old World, not because it's not a good game, it's a brilliant game. The universe is brilliant. I just don't want to paint blocks of 30, 40 models the same, and then possibly have 2 units of 30, 40 models. So what I was talking to him and said, if I was to start an army, it'd probably be something like Imperial Agents, because of the fact that there's lots of different units. Like you can have an Inquisition warband, you can have some arbitrators, you can have the Imperial Navy. I don't live
different little units.
Yeah, but you're all unique, and the other thing you'd have to do realistically is tie the bases.
Yep.
But the question is, should I get back into 40k?
Yeah, we both feel that way. It's like, because I've got quite a big Death Guard army, I've got a slow grow Dark Angels army, and it's just like they're not doing anything. So do we just bite the bullet and try to crack on with 10th, or do we use this time to make paint, get drunk, and wait out for 11th Fed?
You see, now I'm the same boat. I love the models, I love the universe, so I want to do something with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like my kill teams, I want that, but more. I want bigger and more of it. And I like the idea of big games. I'm not one who wants to play 6,000 points aside. I'm not interested in that. But boarding actions look so cool.
Mm.
Is it worth? Because I'm not a tournament player. Is it an excuse to, as I said earlier, to make the story of my dudes? Do I make an army, have a few beers, order a pizza, and use it as an excuse to roll some dice and hang out with my mates?
Yep.
Which is what this game should be. Do I let the fact that the rules are not that great, and they are aimed for tournament players, which we aren't? But what are people's thoughts? Like, I mean, I'm not the tournament scene. We're not talking about the tournament scene. What do people think? Like, what is the consensus? Is it not a bad beer and pretzels game, or has it tried so hard to cater for the tournament players that it's no longer?
Yeah, I mean, you look on your Facebook, your Reddit, all your bits and pieces, and it really is a 50-50. You either love it or hate it.
I don't
We just...
I don't think it's 50-50. I do think there's a lot more people who dislike it. Well,
Mm,
people have fallen out of love with it.
yeah. And the problem is for me, can't say for you, it's taken me so long to learn one rule set, like Kill Team. It's taken me so long to get that down to it.
We haven't got it down yet.
I don't think I could learn Kill Team and 40k at the same time. I'm just too old for that.
I think we'd have to nail Kill Team, then go back. Like I learned AOS recently, and I enjoy that. I play that.
AOS is good.
But I learned that, then we started Kill Team.
Yeah.
And I do agree. I just, as I said, I think I want to play it. But there again, 11th is probably a year away.
But I just want an excuse to get multi-belts and painted.
Why don't we both agree to try
disagree,
at least a combat patrol size box of 40k? Not saying we play combat patrol because that's a different kettle of fish. We try and play normal 40k.
What, like your 500s, your 750s, up to
Well,
1,000?
I think a combat patrol box set is between 400 and 600 depending on what
Yeah,
box it is.
so I'd say 500 points.
Let's try and build a 500-point army and give it a go. I'm going to go for either Marines, simplicity, the Iron Hearts. Which I know for a fact this is going to, my ADHD is going to be like, this is really cool,
Yeah.
and I'm going to do loads with it. And then
You've already written half the fluff.
in my head, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, or I'm going to do Imperial Agents for the reasons I listed earlier.
Fair enough. I mean,
What's your plan?
I've already got so much.
No, we're starting again. If I have to start again, you have to start again. You have to do 500 points from fresh. Is there anything you wanted to do?
Well, in that case, I'm going to use my Dark Angels, because when I say I've got a Dark Angels, I've got lots of sprues.
No, I'm not spending money if you're not. No, that's
Don't
fair.
spend money.
That's fair. That's very fair. I will. I will look into it. Am I going to do combat? We'll do a combat patrol, roughly 500 points.
Okay.
And then we will film us trying to enjoy 40k drunk.
Well, I'm not going to bloody do it sober.
I don't know how anyone does it sober. Something we'd like to do here on the channel is we'd like to do army features. I would like to say be Army of the Week, but we have not got the consistency to do that. It's not going to happen.
I don't have the time to do all the editing.
Would it make your life harder if we did?
Sure.
Army of the Week! Right, no, we're not doing that. Don't worry, we're not. We're going to try and do featured armies. Whether or not they are... This is one that has been to every tournament and it smashed it. This is what's in my army. That's cool. Let's have a look. It's also going to be, I've converted every single model. That's cool. Let's have a look. Or it could just be painted to a really nice standard. So, because in the case of Blue Peter, here's one we made earlier. Now, I'm a very big fan of your Nurgle army.
Thank you.
And have been for a while. So I figured the first one we'll feature is your Nurgle army, which, using some creative editing, is now going to appear on screen. Right, you seem to have gone for the kind of, it's the traditional Nurgle scheme, but it's not.
Well, I've played Nurgle since 3rd Ed. And I've always done the green scheme, and that's just how it is. I've always wanted to do the green scheme.
So we went for a nice bright green, and then you
dulled it down. Yeah. So like washes, streaking grime before streaking grime was a thing. But yeah.
For example, have you used, like, I don't know, big oil washes? Do you what?
So with these ones, I didn't have any proper oil wash at the time. So a lot of the streaks are actually painted on. So you've got oranges and brown streaks that were all painted. And then eventually I got some of like the oils, and the oils went on top.
So now the last thing we've got to talk about is your communal night. So,
right, okay, so I'll just explain this. So, when I first did this, I posted it on the internet, and then for months, and I do mean months afterwards, every so often it'd appear, oh, look what I've made.
Yeah, people were claiming it as their own.
Yeah.
But to the point where everyone at our club would be like on Reddit, they'd be on Instagram, they'd be tagging you going, it's a lot like yours, mate.
Yeah.
And you had that picture of you going, that picture which we can pop up now, of you going,
Yeah.
So,
But honestly, it's. But no, that is the original. That is mine.
you do realise that if some of the people who are watching this have never seen that picture before, they're going to be like, all right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But as I say, this was 6 years ago.
And it did the rounds, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Paul, for bringing them down. Obviously, it's not like you made a special effort because you were coming anyway, but, you know. Anyway, so before I ramble for the rest of the evening, I think it's time to say, cheers for watching. Thank you very much. And we'll be back soon.
Bye.